Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Korg Experiments. This is my third and final video in the series Creating New Styles in Korg PA series keyboards. I have already explained in detail all the processes involved in creating a new style. Therefore, I am not going to touch on those topics in this video anymore. However, in this video I would like to show you various menu functions that we can use both in the record mode and style play mode to make the new style vibrant or sound it differently altogether. This video will give a comprehensive idea of style creation. A note of caution before we start: what I do is not the perfect way of making a style. I only display the techniques and processes without looking into the fine details of how the style would sound. I leave it to your creativity and need to look into them when you make a style. Let us begin the process. In the last two videos, we have seen how variation 1 to 3 of a style is created. Similarly, you can also create all the other elements of the style. The only thing to keep in mind is that you keep the same instruments in all the tracks irrespective of the elements that you create. I have created the variation 4 without videographing it to save time. I have used the same process which I explained in my other videos. I go back to the record mode and play the variation 4 for you to listen. Now I exit from the record mode and come back to the style play mode. I am going to play an old Hindi song with the accompaniment of the style I created. Now I am going to explain the various menu functions in the record mode. So I press the record button. I press the menu button from this page and you can see on the display the first thing is Event Edit. I tap on it. I have explained in my second video how Event Edit is used to delete the unwanted notes in a style. Instead of looking for the unwanted note, if we know the measure where it is, we can go to that measure directly and delete it. We can even add the perfect note by touching on the insert button. Now I exit from this page and enter style edit page. I have explained some of these functions. The first thing is quantization, which I covered in my other video. The second element is transpose. When I look at the percussion track, the transpose is -1. The drum and percussion tracks cannot be transposed, but only the accompaniment tracks can be transposed. It includes the guitar as well as the bass tracks. So I make the transpose to 0. I go back and select the bass sound to show you the difference in sound when we increase or decrease the transpose. The bass sound is not very clear when it is played with the other tracks, so I make it solo track. Now you can hear the bass track alone. Now I tap on velocity switch. The velocity has been auto selected plus 74. I'm going to make it 0 and play it. I change the value to positive and negative to show the difference in sound. Make sure to undo if you are not satisfied with any event, otherwise the changes won't be affected. Now I tap on the cut function. When we have so many measures in a particular track, for example 8 measures in a bass, and I don't need the last 2 measures, I can cut them alone using this. You can see that I cut the 2 measures in my drum track and you can hear them. I undo that and you can now hear it. Now I tap on the delete button. It is similar to cut. It can be used to delete all the elements of a track, like delete the current track option or unwanted individual notes in a track. You just set the start tick and end tick on the notes which you want to delete and press execute. Let us see how it works. You can hear how when I delete some notes of a track, the sound changes. We also have the delete all function where we can select any track and delete the entire tracks. I have explained the process of copying from style and parts in my other videos. So I move on to the next function, which is the style element track controls. I have explained how we can adjust the volume level in this page. We can also adjust the panning of various tracks similarly. Listen to the tracks and you can determine the panning for each of them. Now we go to the style element chord table. In this page, you can assign a chord variation to each of the most important recognized chord. When a chord is recognized, the assigned chord variation will be automatically selected by the arranger to play the accompaniment. Now I exit from this page and come to style track controls. In this page you can set the trigger mode for the style tracks and activate or deactivate the tension for the accompaniment tracks. There are 5 track types. The drum track is automatically triggered and you need to select perc on percussion track, bass on bass, GTR on guitar track and ACC on other sound tracks to trigger it properly. If you don't need the piano track, but if you need 2 guitar tracks, you can select a guitar sound instead of the piano sound and change the trigger mode from ACC to GTR to activate the mode. There are 3 trigger modes: off, root and repitch or RP. You can see how when I change the trigger mode, it affects the tracks. You can also keep the tension off or on ACC tracks depending on your like and save the changes. The other two functions are only used when you upload a groove and create a new style. So I exit from the record mode. Now I am going to introduce the menu functions in the style play mode. So I press the menu button and choose mixer tuning. You can change the volume level and panning of all the tracks in this page as I am doing now. Alternatively, you can listen to all the tracks and adjust volume and panning suitably. Similarly, you can also change the effects and parameters for all the tracks as you like. You can hear how changing these parameters affects the tracks. Similarly, I am also going to adjust the EQ control, and you can listen to the changes which are happening to the various tracks. Now I change the effects of the styles we have created. Master FX1 is for the style tracks, and we have about 109 effects to choose from. I change the effects while playing the style, and you can see how it is changing the way the style is played. Different effects are suitable for different styles. Even the ambience play a part in it, like a hall, a stadium, etc. Now I press on the track controls. In track control you have two options. One is easy edit and the other is drum edit. In easy edit you edit the track as a unit, for example the entire percussion set, by changing the parameters as you like. But in drum edit you can edit each individual unit of a drum set, like kick drum, snares, hi-hats and so on, as I am doing. You can adjust the volume of each instrument, their EQ, and even the other parameters like attack, decay and so on. I think the hi-hat sound in the drum category in variation 2 is too loud. So I am going to make some changes to it. I click on the hi-hat symbol on the display and make changes as I want. You can do it in all the elements. Now I'm going to edit the percussion track similarly. You can hear how it is affecting the instruments. Keyboard ensemble is for the sounds that you choose while playing a style, and then we have pad assignable switches. If you have selected pads to play along with the style, you can adjust the volume level, panning and EQ in this page. Style controls is basically drum mapping. It is a big area to cover and I am not going to dwell much on it now. Now we have made different changes to the style, and now I am going to play another song to check how it sounds.